This is the Photoshop quiz review. So this is the first in a series of about 3 of them that I'm going to ask you to do in class this semester. So the purpose of this is to check that you have mastered some basic operations in Photoshop. So that's what we're going to go forward with. I do have a handout for you so you are able to read the directions. You do not have to memorize all of this. So number 1, crop the image 8.5 by 11 vertically and place the bird in the rule of thirds position on the left. There's your crop tool. And you want to make sure that 8.5 by 11 is indeed selected. Here you are able to make sure that it goes horizontal or vertical, and you are going to put the bird's head into the image, cropped pretty darn tight. And so just remember that I'm asking you to crop it just like the picture that I have given you. So it's going to look a lot like that. There we go. Okay, number 2, take out the red perch on the lower bottom image of the lines. Complete points given to cloning or Band-Aid or however you want to do it that is indecipherable, as if the marks were never there. So the easiest way to go about doing that would be to zoom up. The newer tools in Photoshop work really, really well, so probably the spot healing tool is going to work really well. Remember, you can use your square bracket keys to make that tool the right size. And I bet if you go right over the top of it, yep, that's going to work awesome. Look at that. All right, there's a tiny little spot right there. And then holding down the space bar. And now this one. So you can give it a try here, and let's see how it works. Honestly, I tend to be a clone person, but this might work just fine. That works okay. So just to review the clone tool, sometimes you just need to use this tool because surgery is required. So I think that is the case here. So right about there, I typically will make my opacity 50%. I have to hold down the Alt key to record an area, and then as you go, just pay attention to where that plus sign is. Alt again, and it's a lot like painting where you just are putting pixels in different areas. So just have to be careful. You'll notice how often I'm hitting that Alt key to take that out. All right, now it is gone. All right, double click on my hand. Number 3, increase brightness and contrast, or using one of the methods that we have used in class. Easiest way to do that, and I highly recommend that you do it this way, not use your adjustment layers. Image, adjustments, brightness and contrast, and brighten it up. That's, you can brighten it up an awful lot, actually. I don't see anything blowing out, and maybe just a smidge of contrast. Right about there looks good. All right. Burn and dodge the bird to sharpen the values. So what you are going to do is you are going to use the dodge tool first. Square bracket keys to shrink. I'm just going to brighten up that white a little bit, brighten up those feathers a little bit. That flicker in the eye. There we go. I am not seeing really. That's about it. In this case, I would recommend that bypass the burn tool and go to the sponge. And just a little bit of saturation, flow around 30% is good. Don't overdo this. It starts to look pixelated and weird. Okay, there you go. That's about right. Okay. Number 5, duplicate the background layer and desaturate it. So you are right here. You are going to either right click and duplicate the layer, or you can Control J. Either is correct. In this case, I'm just going to do this. I don't really like that extra step of having to click that. That's why I Control J. So Control J obviously just looks like that. All right, so, and you're going to desaturate it, which is Shift Control U, which is instantaneous. The other way you could have done it is image adjustments and desaturate. All right, and then you are going to apply a layer mask, erase the bird, so the colored layer underneath of it shows through. Precision matters. So this is a true test of your control of your eraser tool. So there is the layer mask. Make sure that those white brackets are indeed on that layer mask. Make sure that your foreground and background layers are on white and black, and remember that you can switch these back and forth. White will erase, black will bring it back, and there is your eraser tool. So typically how I will do this is zoom up, here's my hand, go to my eraser tool, and that's about a good size, and then I can start to erase, and you will notice that as I'm erasing, the color will show through, and it is indeed creating a hole. That's what I'm looking for. I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to deal with the beak. You are obviously going to need to make your brush a lot smaller, and precision matters. And as you see, I made a little tiny boo-boo, so I'm going to go in there and fix my mistake. Black will bring it back and clean that up. All right, I'm going to pause and finish this. Okay, so as you can see, I have my bird. This is the way it should look. It should be a perfect black silhouette cover or revealing the bird underneath. As you can see, I've made a couple of tiny little errors. I'm just going to go in there and fix that really quick. Here we go. All right, so there we go. The next one is you are going, so that was number 6. Number 7 is adjust the color balance to the desaturated copy by adding a tint of blue. So this is where your true understanding of where your layers are. So I'm going to switch and change. See how the white brackets are now on the desaturated copy, and I am going to Control B. The other place you could have found Control B, or color balance, excuse me, would be under image adjustments and then color balance. So you are going to turn that just a little bit of blue. So I'm going to recommend a little bit of cyan and a tiny bit of blue, and you can see the difference. All right. Place your signature TIFF on the image. Change the color to a light shade of blue-green. So the easiest way to do this is to go to File, Place Embedded, go find your signature. And there's mine. I like doing it this way because it automatically gives me, oops, Control T. It automatically gives me that bounding box. I don't know if you overheard what I just did, but I accidentally clicked away from it and the bounding box went away. Control T or Free Transform will bring that back. So I'll just show you that. That's under Edit or Free Transform, which is Control T. All right, so last thing is you want to change the color of that. So you're going to double click in the plain gray area, color overlay. There is a color. I'm going to make that so it shows up right about there. Say okay. Whoops. Say okay. Say okay. And that is it. So from here, you are going to need to save this into the common drive. It'll look a little something like this. Save as, and you're going to need to make sure you go to the common drive under Dukowitz, and I will have a quiz folder for the 2 photo, so you're going to want to make sure it goes in there. Just please change this so your last name is in the front of it, and then say save. Alrighty, so that's it.